Hi everyone. Well, it turns out that Mt. Gox is completely offline now. This is the Bitcoin exchange, one of the biggest Bitcoin exchanges, and they're gone. They've left their offices. There's no website presence or anything. But I'm really starting to see all of these people as actors. Okay, this is from Wall Street Journal, and he interviews someone coming up. I'm going to play it because it's just unbelievable. Bitcoin is going to continue in different exchanges, but it's based on nothing. And they say it in this little interview. It's based on trust. And they're waiting for more sophisticated investors, more well-heeled investors to come on board, and the first generation of Bitcoin people are out. So, but who are those well-heeled investors, more sophisticated investors? Because I saw Wolf of Wall Street. Oh my gosh, is it people like big players, government, George Soros, people like that? Evil, you know? One world, one world monetary system. Okay, listen to what they talk about.
Welcome to Digits. I'm Steve Russolillo. The CEO of Mt. Gox resigned from the Bitcoin Foundation over the weekend, the latest development following a slew of technical issues that have hindered the Bitcoin exchange. Wall Street Journal reporter Robin Seidel joins Digits with the latest. So Robin,
Yes.
In this ongoing saga here that is Bitcoin, what's the latest development?
Well, they have been at Mt. Gox, been facing a ton of technical issues that actually really started in July, and they've been on and off, and they really exacerbated.
But no, not in July. It's been going on for a few years.
A couple of weeks ago, when they announced that there was this bug, the primary Bitcoin pricing index dropped them as one of the components. And then last night, or yesterday afternoon, Mark Capellas from the Mt. Gox Exchange resigned from the Bitcoin Foundation. That's important because the foundation is really there to promote and advocate, be an advocate for Bitcoin. And this is one of the big exchanges that's facing a lot of problems.
And some of the problems with this exchange is now the pricing development. As you mentioned, there's now the price on Mt. Gox is significantly lower than where it is in some of the other exchanges. Is there any sense that the...
See, that's another problem about an exchange. How can the Bitcoin price on Mt. Gox be like $110 and then on another exchange $450? This doesn't make sense. So for example, gold or silver or any other commodity like that is usually global. It's pretty much the same. So if silver is $25 an ounce in Hong Kong, it's usually $25 an ounce in the US and in Europe also. But to have like a $300 difference, that's kind of strange.
Price will eventually come back to where the others are trading, or is this it for Mt. Gox?
I think that's the big question. I mean, there are a lot of people who have their money tied up in Mt. Gox. They can't withdraw it. That has been the case for some of them for months. So that has really led to a big credibility issue.
You had a
and
great
reputation.
quote in your story, quoting someone saying, "All I want is my Bitcoin back."
Right.
I mean, and that's exactly what's the problem right now, is that people want their Bitcoin back and they just can't get it, especially from this exchange.
Right, and I've been talking to a couple of lawyers about kind of what recourse they have, and it's really uncertain. I mean, Japan is different than here, but there is a regulatory authority, so I don't know if it's going to be a matter of time before people start suing. I don't know if that's going to be effective. But right now, Mt. Gox is facing a lot of competition from other exchanges, which are taking advantage.
And Mt. Gox has been very quiet about this whole thing, right? Like, how much longer can they go before they actually need to speak up and tell the public what's going on?
See, don't they seem like it's scripted? Just like when you watch the scripted news shows. It certainly seems that way to me. That's the feeling I'm getting.
Going on.
Well, I think that's one of the biggest problems. And from what I hear, people at the Bitcoin Foundation have been very frustrated by that because I don't think they've been exactly communicative with the foundation either. So I don't think that people on the foundation really were so sorry to see them go. And you know, it helps the credibility of the foundation if, you know, any kind of player that's having problems is no longer really associated with it.
And what about just in general the credibility of Bitcoin right now? And obviously there's a lot of questions about what the future of this virtual currency is, but no, there's nothing backing it up right now. That's the big problem with Bitcoin, right?
Well, there's never anything backing it
Right.
up. That's the whole thing. So it's really based on trust. So, I mean, there have been a bunch of hurdles and some problems over the last month.
So, based on trust, does anyone really want to put their money into something where it's based on trust? Do you really trust anybody on Wall Street or in money that you don't know what it's all about and you just have to trust these? It'll be another bank situation, a bank type thing, and they're going to say, hey, let us smack this electronic tattoo on you, just trust us. No, you can only trust one, God. And God, it's all told in the book of Revelation what's going to happen with the one world currency. Can't buy or sell unless you have this mark of the beast. And the number of the beast is 666, and it's a man. But maybe the man will be a fake man, artificial intelligence man. With the uploaded imitation brain. Maybe that'll be the beast.
In particular, have been difficult. Prices come down a lot. That said, it was trading at about $20 last year at this time, $30,
Still up very
and
much, yeah.
it's still over $500. So yes, it's not the 1,100 that it was in December, but there are plenty of people who've made money on it, assuming, of course, they can get their money out.
What does Bitcoin and all the Bitcoin advocates have to do to regain trust in the virtual currency?
I think that the more sophisticated venture capitalists come into this space, the more...
Sophisticated venture capitalists. These are ungodly people. They're not sophisticated and wise in the ways of, you know, the spirit and the heart. These are cutthroat money people. Oh my gosh. And now it can't be. I saw Wolf of Wall Street. If people live like this, if people on Wall Street actually live anywhere near that, no, it's got to be an exaggeration. Anyway, you don't want anything to do with it.
Credibility there is. You've already seen that. As somebody said to me, it's this first generation of Bitcoin players that's now really kind of shaking out. And I think you saw the same thing in the development of the internet as well. And so as more sophisticated...
See what happens? The first generation is shaking out. And who will take over? The government. The government and the shadow government, which is the big bankers, are going to take over the cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. And remember, Bitcoin is supported by Lifeboat Foundation, which is all of the transhumanists.
Sophisticated, well-heeled players get involved. I think that will certainly add some credibility.
Robin Seidel, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh my gosh, well-heeled.
And I'm Steve Russolillo. Thanks for watching Digits.
Well-heeled, sophisticated players. No, life is not a game like that. Okay, now look at this. Oops, one sec.
Welcome to Digits. I'm
Oops.
Steve Russolillo. The CEO of Mt. Gox resigned
Well, we
from the
don't want to
Bitcoin
watch that
Foundation over the
again.
weekend. The latest development following a slew of technical issues that have hindered the
Alright, sorry about that. Okay, now, market-based reactions to new regulations. So, February 23rd. Okay, isn't this interesting? February 23rd, they're writing about market-based reactions to new Bitcoin regulation. What kind of regulation? Every action has a reaction. In the world of government regulation is no different. Government regulation. So this happened before Mt. Gox went down. Recently, the regulatory chatter has picked up around Bitcoin, and it appears to be focused on two major mandates as perceived by the financial regulators. See, it's coming. It's going to be regulated. It's not going to be decentralized, peer-to-peer. And in my opinion, the government was in on it in the beginning. Okay, number one is the attempt to apply invasive technology-specific money transmitter regulation to a technology that doesn't seem to fit into any of their other regulatory boxes. Licenses are being crafted to ensure the same level of anti-money laundering and know your customer guidelines for Bitcoin companies as for other types of existing financial institutions. Well, there's more here, and there's supposed to be some kind of monetary reset March 4th, some kind of meltdown, something. Anyway, regarding technology-specific regulation at the state level, New York has put forth a bad idea with an unfortunate name, mostly because it sounds like an innovative Silicon Valley startup, which it definitely is not. Okay, I haven't really read all of this, and I'm not going to read it right now, but there's a lot of stuff here about Bitcoin. Here is surveillance techniques, coin tracking, coin validation schemes are new types of surveillance techniques, coin tracking, coin validation. Okay, and then authentication that Regina Dugan talks about with the tattoo. Surveillance techniques and Bitcoin's public transaction ledger enables. Interestingly, either the free market or the law could spawn these invasive techniques as a business model. See, it is really, really coming. Okay, in the case of an exchange seeking to bolster its compliance reputation, it might turn to an independent service provider that analyzes Bitcoin address data associated traffic patterns known to be involved in crimes. So this will be even more surveillance than ever. It's time to put some order and simplicity in the mind of people about what Bitcoin is, what it's not, and what it could be. Okay, they want to regulate it, and they will. It's probably all in the plan. Zero Coin and CoinJoin represent two attempts to restore the balance in making digital cash as private as physical cash today. They operate in a decentralized manner and without requiring trust in a third party. Society can have hope that if privacy becomes disrespected, the market can and will provide cryptographic solutions to restore balance. So there is no way that it won't be regulated and it won't be anonymous. it will be surveilled, and it will have to be authenticated. The government would never keep their hands off this. You know, the New World Order satanic government, they want you to be marked. Then, here is the article. The website of major Bitcoin exchange Mt. Gox is offline Tuesday amid reports it suffered a debilitating theft, a new setback for efforts to gain legitimacy for the virtual coin. And it will. And remember, this is Magic the Gathering online exchange. Magic is not of God. It's dark. Okay, there's a guy over there in Tokyo who was picketing the building with kind of fake protest signs because he said he flew over from London saying he lost 320,000 US dollars that he can't get out. Listen to this. I may have lost all my money, says Burgess, next to placards asking if Mt. Gox is bankrupt. It hasn't shaken my trust in Bitcoin, but it has shaken my trust in Bitcoin exchanges. So he probably wants the government to step in. This seems fake too. All of this just seems fake. It's another tactic to herd people into Bitcoin. Here they are. Bitcoin trader Colin Burgess Wright of London, an American. They look at these protest signs. How could they get together and make such protest signs? Are they actors too? I mean, it doesn't look very passionate, does it? If I lost 350,000 US dollars to some company, my sign wouldn't look like this. It looked like provocateurs. Shocking. Okay, and also the Japanese made them stop. Doesn't look like such a radical protest. Well, this video is a little bit long, but you really have to think about this because this is coming. This is really coming. The one world currency and needing the mark of the beast is coming. So prepare yourself. Where will you draw the line and be willing to forfeit your life in order to not take the mark of the beast? But remember, the plan is in the Bible, and you've heard it before. It's the good news. Jesus Christ has overcome this world, and you gotta look to him. Okay, well, thank you for watching this long video, and God bless you all. Bye for now. See what's under here first, in case I forgot something. No, I think that's it. Thanks for now. Thanks for watching. Hallelujah.